Cool. Welcome in. Welcome in. 6:30 on the dot. It is Pip under the weather, but hopefully you can hear me and join me. I just missed being out here and I had a lot of stress, and there's nothing that makes me happier than being out plane spotting. Very few things, in fact. So good to be with you and glad you can join me. Let me know that you can hear me all right. And we'll have some fun for the next 90 minutes or so at least. It'll probably get dark. Sunset's supposed to be about 7:48, but we've got some good time to get some plane spotting action in. So let me know how, excuse me, everything sounds. I'll try not to cough too much, trying to fight off a sinus infection. So apologize in advance, but I am here for your entertainment and pleasure and all the above. So, hi everyone, and feel free to say hi. Hey, Singularity, hello to you, man. How are you? How is school? I've been a little under the weather last week or so, and haven't been on much. So, in fact, like 9 days. So it's good to be back. So I hope you can hear me okay and everything looks good. Let me know. Um, and good to see you. Yeah, I hear that. My new job, there's about 6 weeks of training, the classroom training, just trying to get everything in. And really, this week is a challenging week. We have to, it's our second weekend of train training, a little redundant there. But we have to get 100% so on the test if we want to make it through. There is no margin for error. And I kind of understand it. It's a safety specific job, so I get that. But if you haven't noticed, we are on the west side of Salt Lake City International Airport. We tried doing the east side last week, so great. Thank you, Singularity, for the report on the audio and video. Hopefully, it'll hold up. I didn't know if you caught our Aspen stream in Colorado. I think Elon Musk like interrupted it or whatever. So, but I'm glad to hear it. Excuse me. Yeah, I got to remember to mute my mic if I'm coughing. But I haven't been able to stream because I've been sick, and then also with class. So I just like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it right now because this honestly, without question, has been the nicest day in the entire so far this year. It's currently 52 degrees, sunny skies, moderate winds out of the south, but no snow. No snow. That's the key thing. No snow. So really grateful for that. As we look at 175 landing in, we did set the record for the most snowpack in history here in Utah, according to the water people. So yeah, that's pretty crazy. We had Farmington, which is north of us, about 30 minutes, had a foot of snow, and then yesterday we had down here in Salt Lake just like 2 inches of snow. So they got hammered, and we were very fortunate. So, but yeah, great to see you and great to have you on board. Um, Inbound to looks like they're going to send a couple of Alpine Air Express to runway 16 left, and also a Delta 2837, an Airbus A320 or A319 from Jackson. Now, my hope is that we'll get more departures on this side, and things are a little calm, but it'll heat up in the 7 o'clock hour. And if you didn't get a chance to see the video, by the way, KLM is back in Salt Lake City. They've started 3 days a week service beginning on Sunday. So their next one, they should arrive tomorrow around 7 o'clock. So around this time, my hope is that obviously the weather's good and I feel okay, where I can come back out here after class. Depends how much good testing I get done. But that's what I would like to do. So I believe they have Wednesday, Sunday, and so Sunday, Wednesday. Sorry, let me try that again. Sunday, Wednesday, and I think Friday service. from KLM on the Dreamliner. So we always like seeing that here. And I know it was kind of last second, so thanks for everybody who could tune in, and encourage you to like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Subscribing is the best way to know when and where we'll be broadcasting next. I'll typically put out a video like I did tonight and let people know what's going on. Excuse me. So yeah, definitely today is the best day of the year so far. Middle 50s, low to mid 50s, and no snow, light south winds, and everything else is just fantastic. So a fantastic day to be outside here on a Tuesday evening. Wanted to get out here as much sunlight as possible. So yeah, 6 o'clock is really kind of very light. I don't know why that is. If it's just transitioning, remember the East Coast is right now on 2 hours ahead of us, so it's 8:40 on the East Coast. So we maybe uh, lowering expectations down there. And not a whole lot of departures in the 6 o'clock hour per se, or 7 o'clock here at Salt Lake, but we are expecting a lot of arrivals and movement from the hangar to the planes that are arriving. So we'll see what happens tonight. Our last broadcast was our first that we actually did till 7:30, and that was pretty cool. But it was a little on the lighter side as far as arrivals and departures. So it looks like if we like Salt Lake City, we want to be um, more towards the as we get a departure there, more towards the like 4 to 6 o'clock hour. As that departure here on runway 16 right is a Delta 907. I mean, the cool thing is, the sun is on our side now, so hopefully we'll get a little more sunlight as we kind of scan across the field here. So we still get a good amount of snow coverage, but things starting to, dissipate. One of the things that's unique about Salt Lake is the fact that because it's higher elevation, the sun will, since it's closer to the land, it will melt off faster. So typically, and there's that Atlanta departure. So when they do a south departure that goes east, if they're going to use that runway, they'll come around, they'll depart south, and then they'll make a right turn, and almost if their heading is more like 160 like the runway, they'll make a turn of about 100 and 30 40 degrees to be now going east. So they climb up so they can get over the mountains because you're talking 10 11,000 feet, so which is kind of interesting. Yeah, right now we just got one lonely 737. So they're departing. Just hanging out in the terminal. Right there at gate Alpha 4. And all our friends from across the ocean are probably way asleep. So it's 7 o'clock, which means in England it's almost 7, I should say. Almost 1 o'clock in the morning over in England, and then beyond that. So I had a little bit of time, and I've just been studying so much with class that I decided I need a break. So this is a good break. Very happy to do this, and hopefully I'll get out more. Hi, everyone. If you're just tuning in, it is Pip. A little bit under the weather, but happy to be with you. And we'll be here until around 8 o'clock or so, if we can. Thanks for the like. And if you're new to the channel, I encourage you to like and subscribe. In the meantime, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us today, or this evening, or this morning. Looks like our Jackson arrival is going to be heading over here to the even gates on that A319. Well, I'll tell you what, he should get right in. There's literally one plane on our side right now. Everybody else has departed or waiting to arrive. Trying to see where the wing walkers, which gate they're at. Looks like they're going to send them down closer to like A20. We'll see. But hi, everybody. Welcome in. So, so one of the biggest pieces of news, if you're just tuning in, is KLM is back at Salt Lake City. They arrived first on Sunday, and they'll do 3 days a week seasonal service from Amsterdam nonstop on the 787. So that was pretty exciting, even though the snow kind of ruined everything. Still good. He's probably a little bit early, so he's waiting on his wing walkers. Hello. Welcome in, everyone. Encourage you to watch all our live streams and tune in. Ah, you are back. Left to do something. No problem. No problem. I knew it was kind of last second, so I don't know how many people are going to show up Singularity, but like I said, I just wanted to get out. Nicest day of the week and at least get something. So I'm hopeful we'll get Spirit Airlines to arrive on our side, 1320 from Las Vegas. That's en route right now. And my voice is a little bit deeper. Got a little sinus infection slash cold. And hi, everyone who just tuned in. Thank you for the like and for being a part of the conversation. We're here at Salt Lake City International Airport looking at Concourse A. I'm hanging here with my friends A319 and 737. Yeah, thank you, Singularity. I hope so too. It's been rough because I've been in class and it's hard to pay attention when your head is pounding and you got like sore throats. So I don't know. We'll see, but I have to get 100% on a test if I want to be hired, basically. So I'm in probation, and then that's just the first. That's just the first test. So I have to get 100% on that one for train signals and switches. And if I don't, I get one more chance. And if I don't get 100%, they say that I get kicked out of the program. So basically, you're fired in the nicest way possible. So we'll see what happens. If it's not that, probably something better will come along. Give me more free time to broadcast. We're so close to 4,000 hours. So we're just a couple hundred. Actually, I was looking, we're like less than 300 hours, view hours from being able to monetize. And and take donations. Yeah, I know. At least you know you either get 100 or you don't. There's no middle ground. So and I think the mentality behind it is it's all about safety. So if you miss a signal or something, that could be catastrophic. So I think that's kind of their philosophy on it. But there's the wind blowing from the south. So how many more weeks left do you have school singularity? I mean, because it's almost April. Are you going to Memorial Day? And hello to everybody who just tuned in. Looks like we can expect to see United 4763 from Houston on an Embraer E175. Should be heading over to our runway 16 right in the next 10 minutes. Okay, yeah, that sounds about right. I remember when we used to have to go to like the first week of June. So it's nice that I think everybody's now in agreement that, okay, we're just going to end school Memorial Day weekend. So, yeah. No, I hear that. I usually checked out about mid-April. I was like, what? And to confess, I probably wasn't the best student in high school. At least college, I got my act together. But yeah, it's probably not the best student. So and thank you for the like. And by the way, one of our good friends, Infidel Fireman, did pass his dispatcher exam, so he's now officially a flight dispatcher. So that's exciting. So now he begins the process of looking to get on with an airline. So we're excited for him. He emailed me yesterday with the great news. So congrats to him. And we obviously want to celebrate everybody who's doing great things in aviation or in their world or their birthdays. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. And thank you for the like, by the way, and tuning in. It is Pip. I am here for you till around 8 o'clock or so. Sun is going to be setting on our side, so we'll see how that visibility holds up. I've never actually been on this side of the airport when the sun sets and doing a live broadcast, so we'll see how it looks. But we do have the lights on the concourse here that you could probably see very well. So that should have illumination. And the wind is coming from the south. That's why you're getting a little bit of wind noise. So I'll try and turn my head when I can. And I'm keeping an eye out for that United Express flight from Houston. It was blustery, but it was a good warm today. Now, Singularity remind me you're in California, so the weather's always nice, right? Except all that rain over and over. Ah, yes, cold and rainy. A little bit of monsoon action. Well, for once, the state is finally getting some rain and some moisture, am I right? So at least we got that. Maybe too much moisture. So I guess we can't complain. But maybe we need to be more specific. Yeah. See, yeah, that's great to hear. It's very green. Should be a good year for agriculture. Pistachios are one of my favorite things. So almonds and pistachios should have a bumper crop. Plus, all the reservoirs will be full for boating and whatnot on the interior. So that's cool. All right, looks like we've got Spirit Airlines about a half hour out. We've also got Delta 1951, 737-900 about 20 minutes out. I do see the lights for United Express in the distance. So it's flying currently over the eastern part of the Great Salt Lake. Hi, everybody who just tuned in. It is Pip. We're here till 8 o'clock. If you're new to the channel, I encourage you to like and subscribe. And that way you'll know when and where we're broadcasting next. I know it was kind of last second, but I just could not resist the opportunity to get out on a beautiful day like this. Low 50s, very fair winter. No, I have not. Singularity. That I've had some people request Los Angeles, LAX, but I know it's a hot airport for people to broadcast. So I do want to do it, but I also kind of pride myself in being a little more unique on some of the airports that we go to that make it a little bit unique and maybe a little less competition. Uh, at the same time, I mean, LA is probably one of the best places ever to do a live broadcast. So you can't ignore that. And I've had several recommendations to do Van Nuys as well. Yeah, I mean, it gets crowded, and you obviously want to set yourself apart for a number of reasons. I feel like I'm pretty solid in that aspect because I do have aviation background. But there's a lot of competition in LA. I mean, I can probably count 4 streams that I can think of offhand just at LAX. So if I did, I'd probably want to try Van Nuys or like Orange County, um, and maybe even Long Beach. I know it's not as busy, but that's just my thought on it. Also, there's a lot of airports in California, as you know, the most populous state in America, right? So there's a lot to see in California. I mean, offhand, I could probably name 10 airports that I'd like to do a live broadcast from that maybe don't get as much notoriety. I mean, LA, everybody wants to go to. So it's an awesome, 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 awesome airport. So, but yeah, I mean, there's San Diego, there's Long Beach as we look at that A321 departing out of Concourse A. It will be departing to Detroit, Delta 657. I'm guessing that'll probably get in close to midnight or just after. Yep, Phoenix. Absolutely. We actually did Singularity. I think that's where we first met was actually Phoenix, was Phoenix Sky Harbor. And so, yeah, for sure, that's on the list. Also, Las Vegas. So Las Vegas is a great airport now that they're getting some more seasonal traffic. And then, yep. And so we just want to be unique and get out there. So Las Vegas is probably the next airport we're going to hit. And I have a friend down in Vegas. Now it's all good. I try and get a good memory of everybody I've met. I know it doesn't always work, but I try and have a pretty good memory. So I will do my best. I'm going to see if we got a departure here. I did not catch it. Yeah, Las Vegas, people don't realize Las Vegas is excellent because a lot of airlines, both international and domestic, like to fly there. So there we see JetBlue A320 departing. Yeah, I want to make sure I didn't miss that. So safe travels. They are headed down to, want to say Los Angeles, or maybe they are, yeah, Los Angeles. So Las Vegas, I'm a big fan of for a couple of reasons. It's really easy to spot there, and from the parking garage to broadcast, just like it is here in Salt Lake. And police are usually pretty cool about it. And it's honestly that or Boise are the 2 closest airports to me. So it's Las Vegas or Boise. And so just to give you perspective, Singularity, and hi everyone who just tuned in. I wanted to get out here. This is Pip, under the weather, but hopefully healing out here at Salt Lake City International. So Las Vegas has a lot. So your international carriers include Korean Air, Edelweiss, Eurowings, Condor, KLM, Viva Aerobus, Aeromexico, Valeris. Am I missing anybody? Oh, yeah, British Airways, Virgin Atlantic. And so there's those. And then you've got Breeze, Allegiant, Southwest, JetBlue, Delta, United, American, Frontier. So there's a lot of variety. So I'm personally I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Las Vegas. So and it's always cool to talk about Las Vegas, especially in the summertime because of the runway restrictions. They have a 14,000-foot runway, but it gets so hot there that they sometimes are weight limited on how many passengers they can take. So, yep, there's a ton. Yeah, and hopefully that's one of the things I can help inform people of, is give them more information and talk about aviation because that's obviously what I love. So they just hit over 50 million passengers in 2019, and I think they did again for 2022. And yeah, there's a lot of demand. There's also the Canadian carriers, which I didn't even mention, which are Lynx, Flair, Swoop, Air Canada Rouge. I think that's the majority of the Canadian ones. So yeah, I forgot to mention the Canadian. Oh, WestJet, of course. So yeah, as we hear this departure to Phoenix here on an Airbus 319 for American. So I'd love to do this full time Singularity. It's just, we got to get people. I don't want to sound like I'm being greedy, but just if people are able to donate, I'm going to put that money right back into the broadcast and going new places. So it's not about me. It's about because this is a joint thing. If you guys are entertained, then that gives me more reason to do it more often, right? So and hopefully make it a business that I can educate people as well, because Singularity, Infidel Fireman was a great example of somebody I met, and now he's a full-fledged flight dispatcher getting his license. So there's a lot of fun things too. Is you get to hear all the good stories and things like that. So, anyways, I'll stop babbling. And thank you for the likes and everybody tuning in. I know it was last second, so it means a lot that we do have great people like Singularity in here, and also Infidel Fireman and James and ATC Swede. And so, yeah, apologize. I've been under the weather, but I just had to get out and get some fresh air. I've been doing a fair amount of studying. All right, lining up for us on 16 right, we've got Delta. Oh, United Express snuck in there. United Express 4805 from San Francisco snuck in there. And then up next is after them is Delta 1951. And then we should expect to see also Southwest 1943 from Denver. And hopefully they'll send us to Spirit 423 to Las Vegas. From Las Vegas. Yeah, I hope so. I think so too. That's the goal. I want to be informative and entertaining. There is a lot of, I don't want to say we think about the captains and the pilots, and rightly so, but there's a lot more about aviation that people don't know, and hopefully uh they can learn while we're watching the stream. And like you said, there's no age limit to loving aviation. I think that's one of the cool things is you're still working on college and high school, and then I've got other guys who are retired who are like 70. And this is one of the cool things about aviation is we see 4809 land there on that E175. So for example, one of the cool things, I want to show you Singularity. Let me show you something. I'm going to give you a website. I don't know if you were tuned in on our Saturday broadcast a couple weeks ago, but I showed this to some of the guys who were tuned in at the time and ladies. Um, and it's a really good website that helps if you have an interest in aviation is a good place to kind of start learning about some of the things that we deal with weather. So it's called aviationweather.com or AWC. And that is the official website that the National Weather Service uses for aviation. So you can find forecasts for airports, um, different things to learn about METARs or meteorological observations or tasks, which are called terminal area, um, terminal aerodrome forecasts. So, yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff. But if you have an interest in aviation, that's something that you're going to definitely want to use as we see the 737 arrive from San Jose del Cabo, i.e., Cabo San Lucas. And that website's totally free. So, National Weather Service does it. It may be a little bit of a challenge to start learning a few of the things. So, as soon as I'm done with this, I'll probably suggest one other thing. But I would highly recommend that if you have an interest in aviation, because that's going to be one of those things that you have to have and know. If you're a pilot, dispatcher in operations, you have to deal with the weather. So that can be your friend or your foe. Thank you for the like and for everybody tuning in. We're just started. We're going to go to 8 o'clock, see if we get some good daylight left out of the sun. Yeah, so what I might recommend for you, Singularity, if you're interested, of course, is um, let's see, where is yeah, so if you go to the about and hit on help, you can learn more about each of the forecasts, the METAR. Um, so, yeah, little things like that. But that's a website that I used when I was flight dispatching every day, every flight, because there has to be obviously a main component of aviation is safety. So if you can't see where you're landing, that's a problem. So there are certain visibility limits that you have to maintain in order to land in an airport. So that's why the weather's one of the many reasons why the weather's so valuable. As we see this 737 arrive from Denver on Southwest Airlines. Yeah, I'm glad I picked the east side. It's definitely busier than the west side, that's for sure. And I would expect tomorrow, if I am able to get out here, KLM to be routed here to 16 right. And thank you for the like and for tuning in. Welcome in. I am Pip. Thanks for joining the broadcast. And don't be afraid to say hi. I know it's kind of last second, but no worries. I'm just enjoying the sunset and the nice weather. Next up for us on the arrival parade, I believe it'll be Spirit 420 from Las Vegas. Let's verify that. Make that Spirit 423. 23 is next. And then after that, about 10 minutes behind them is Delta 3530 from Oklahoma City on an Embraer E175. So, Singularity, are you interested in aviation or is it just a hobby? Do you want to be a pilot? Or I know we talked a little bit about it, about keeping your grades up and going to the Air Force if you want to be a pilot. But I don't think we talked too much if that's kind of like where you're kind of leaning. Thank you for the like, by the way, and tuning in. Welcome into the broadcast. I am Pip, broadcasting live from Salt Lake City. We're looking at Concourse A right now. Both hobby and further job. Okay, cool. Well, right on. Well, I know we met your mom jumped on the stream briefly, and we met her real quick, and you were telling us a little nervous about military, but that's good. Get started. See, that website's free, and that's when I was flight dispatching at Breeze, that's what we used every single day. And there are other software that is uh, more expensive. For example, one's called WSI that's really good, but a lot of the stuff they get from, of course, the National Weather Service, they are the primary source. So, but yeah, just call awc.gov. There's our A320 Neo arriving from Las Vegas, just about an hour flight. So lights start to come on here in Concourse A, overlooking the gates. Spirit makes its way in, headed to Concourse B. As you all know, if you are a regular to the broadcast, you'll know that Concourse B is for all the non-Delta airlines. Could catch some action there. All right, so we got Oklahoma City on 35. Excuse me. We get a host of 175 probably headed our way. 3530 from Oklahoma City. 3870 from Fresno to also Fresno, California to Salt Lake. Then we've got Delta Connection 3721 from Albuquerque. Also, Delta 1838 from Puerto Vallarta on a 737 800. Oh, that's sweet, dude. Yeah, definitely. That's awesome. Police Dream Job. Excellent. And you know what? I don't. I hear that they get all the attractive women too because they always like a man in uniform. So that is definitely a good choice, sir. Good choice. But you know what? There's no, and don't feel like you have to do a career for the entire life. For example, yeah, I know, right? I always get jealous. It seems like the police officers always have like the hottest wives or military. I'm like, dang it. I got to figure out a job where I get a uniform. And flight dispatcher, they're pretty laid back. So I was like, dang it. Anyways, I thought I could sell, single women on the fact that I have free flight benefits. So if they can put up with me, they can travel all the time. But nobody, no woman would ever jump in on that. So I've yet to seal the deal on that one. And now that I'm out, it's tougher now. But that's all right. Hopefully, the goal is to get back in after school, after MBA school. Yeah, but police is an excellent choice. Excellent choice. And the other thing is you get full pension and benefits. I think after like 20 years. So you're if you go early enough, you really have half your career left, but you have full pension and benefits. I think it each state's different, and I don't know how it is in California if you want to stick around there. But yeah, 20 or 25 years, I want to say, and then you can do another career. Hey, what's up, dude? It's our newest celebrity, our newest flight dispatcher. The newest flight dispatcher, Infidel Fireman, graces us with his presence. Honestly, it was awful today. I'm doing all right. Um, my head feels like it's about to explode, but today is probably the nicest day of the year, Infidel Fireman. It is 50 degrees, light winds out of the south, and clear skies. So very nice. Very nice. So I am not going to complain at all. Yeah, dude, you're the big celebrity. You got now that you got this taken care of, um, now you can be a flight dispatcher. Let's get you a job now. I'm sure probably your wife probably says the same thing. Yeah, excuse me. Thanks Singularity putting up with my coughing. So yeah, it's still around. So I'm trying to fight through it and get some fresh air. So yep, taking care of business. TCBing. Next jet. Good to see you as well. Thanks for the like and subscribing and tuning in. We've got three E175s, Embraer E175s, all Delta connections that are arriving in the next 10 minutes from Oklahoma City, from Albuquerque, and also from Fresno, California. Next jet, good to see you. Been a while since I've seen you, so thanks for jumping on board. And it's been a while since I've seen anybody because I wanted to do this Saturday and Sunday, but I was just poopy, you know. So now I'm like C minus. So that's a passing grade. So my body is passing so far, but I needed to take my head off all the train studying. So hey, James, good to see you from Scotland. Welcome in, sir. Oh, you're up late. Yeah, we're here in Salt Lake City International Airport. It is 7:12 local time. Oh, NextJet's got 1,000 subscribers, huh? He's gonna take over me now. So I am 300 hours, just under 300 hours infidel fireman. So I wanted to get out here. So yeah, very close, very close. Next jet, it's a lot better here. It's pretty awesome. Probably the best day of the year so far. I was mentioning to Singularity that yeah, no snow, 50s ish. So yeah, it. So I was like, I definitely have to be out here. And James, that's all right. Maybe my conversation will put you to sleep. So maybe you could be of some assistance. But we're pleased to have you joining us from across the Atlantic Ocean. So welcome in, and encourage anybody who's new to the channel to invite them to subscribe so that you'll know when and where we'll be broadcasting next. As most of ladies and gentlemen who follow me know, I will put out a video typically. Today's was kind of last minute, but the morning or the morning of or the night before I do broadcasting. So yep. So now that you got your test, infidel fireman, out of the way, now I got to take my test and get 100%. So maybe I'll be broadcasting all week next week. So the test is this Thursday, and like I said, we get one chance to retake it and get 100%. So we will find out. Yeah, Singularity. That's a big step. That is a big step. Yeah, I trust me. The funny thing is, I told them, I said, this is ridiculous. You guys are shorthanded and you want everybody to test at 100%. So, yeah. But what are you going to do? Maybe it's not meant to be. So, yeah, James. So, currently training, just started a new job working for public transportation, like rail operator, and they want you to test in the first 2 weeks for a signals and switches test for the rail yards at 100%. So you get two chances. And if you do not get 100%, they supposedly give you the door. You're fired. Hey, KORF, Norfolk, my friend. How is Norfolk on the East Coast doing this evening? Good to see you. What's the latest from Norfolk? How's the weather? Okay, he works for the railway. Well, I tell you what, I my background's in aviation. Actually, I worked 4 years as a flight dispatcher, and this is pretty challenging because you have to remember all the signal combinations, the colors, and a lot that goes with it. So, no, the FAA is not infidel firemen. Thank goodness for that. I agree. I agree. By the way, so yeah, I'm hopeful that James, don't tell anybody, man. Stop it. It'll make me feel guilty. My brain is just like smush. Well, thanks, guys. Well, fine. I'll just quit the stream right now if you're going to be like that. I had to get out and clear my head and do something else. So it was a nice night to do it. And I was working in class all day and studying all day. So easy there, friend. Well, thank you, Television, for the update as usual. You're always Johnny on the spot. Nothing yet, man. We're in the sure backlog. Yes, thank you, Infidel Fireman. But perhaps, it may be a blessing in disguise because if I don't make it, then I can do more broadcasting and educating and live streaming. So, James, it is an absolutely beautiful evening. For television, it's going all right. But I've been mentioning the tracks, the light rail class is very, very intensive. I would best describe it as like um, a drinking from a fire hose plus a nuclear bomb because they're teaching you everything and then they give you more stuff yet you still have to remember the old stuff for the test, and there are 5 tests, and so they want you to test in the first 2 weeks and get 100%. So I test on Thursday and I get 2 chances. Yeah, I started a new job at Television, working for one of the public transit agencies, so like the equivalent of Metra or the RTA. So like for the L, the equivalent of like the L, I would call it. So yeah, nice. I will check out James. It is an absolutely gorgeous night here in Salt Lake City. It is 50 degrees, light winds, no snow. It's fantastic. Yep, yep, exactly. Well, I was gonna say it's like I fought infidel firemen, but I honestly feel like this is a little more challenging, and I think part of it is because I had no rail experience whatsoever. So, yeah. Singularity. I can't answer your. Yeah, Tyson, I am. Good to see you. Tuning in. Yeah, but television. I honestly feel like because I had more background knowledge in aviation, it was easier for me. So this is a challenge. Plus, it's 100%. I mean, I thought singularity can speak to you. You had to get a C on the written portion, and then you had the oral exam as well. Tyson, probably going to go for front tracks. Yeah, tracks. So we'll see. We'll see. As everybody knows, I still love aviation, and that is my first love. Um, Singularity's pledged, or sorry, not Singularity. Infidel Fireman has pledged his first paycheck to me, continuing my broadcasting journeys at airports across America. So that's very generous of him. All right, man. Good to see you. Thanks for television. Good to hear from you. Yeah, I've been sick, so I'm just glad to be back out there. So we'll talk to you soon. Oh, nice. Well, if I pass the test, Tyson, maybe I'll see you. That's right. Infidel Fireman, you're now the moneymaker. Get all that. Yeah, I'll holler at you, Tyson, if because the is it the red line and the blue line both stop there? No, it's just the blue line, actually. So if I see you out there, I will holler. Infidel's going to try and get with an airline that pays double time. Oh, and that's the other thing, Infidel firemen. If you get on with Envoy, the current contract, they do double time for overtime, which is pretty sweet. One of the few places that I know of that does double time in the contract. So I think that was kind of the trade off because their pay's a little bit lower, but they're like, well, if you do overtime, we'll pay you double time. It's kind of it's a trade off, more or less. So, ah, well, that is sad. They may be doing hopefully soon, so we'll see. It's probably a little stagnant right now, but we've talked about some of the options that are out there. Just if you feel right about it, and it's the decision you've got to make. So you'll be in great shape. The Nutty Putty Cave. I've never heard of the Nutty Putty Cave, James. Interesting. Okay, cool. That would be good. That'll get you started, Infidel Fireman. I would see what Spirit is doing and also Frontier, just for kicks. You might honestly be able to get in. Um, Frontier, they're still negotiating a new contract. And I have a friend who works there. So, okay. Thanks, Tyson. I appreciate that because I've never heard of that. Hmm. Interesting. I'll have to do some research on that. Thanks for bringing that up, James. As we, by the way, before I forget to mention it, we're on the now west side as the sun starts to set, and we do have a south wind, and we're still getting arrivals in, so that's great. We picked the good side of the airport tonight, and I might be back tomorrow. Hopefully, catch the Dreamliner tomorrow night. We've got United 5762, our favorite aircraft, the CRJ 200 inbound, along with a host of aircraft, including 4006 from Palm Springs, Delta Connection, Delta 3714 from Long Beach on Delta Connection, and also Delta 2055 from Las Vegas on a 737 900. Oh, okay, Tyson, thanks. That I had not heard that story, but thank you for bringing that up or mentioning that. Infidel fireman, you're like the big man on campus. Uh, sounds like I'm the only one who didn't hear about that. So thanks for being on top of it, guys. UP Railroad, good to see you and welcome in this evening. This looks like an A321, but I didn't see it on my arrival block. I'll have to check it out, James and Tyson and UP Railroad. You guys are on top of it. All right, so here's where things get interesting. This camera loves sunlight. It does not like darkness. So we'll see how it can focus in on some of our airplanes. So we'll be here till about 8 o'clock, I think, is safe. And I know it was last second. So I'm just thrilled everybody decided to tune in. Looking at Concourse A on the even gates here on the south side. Not a whole lot of action. You can see the sunset in the background. It's nice because the clouds kind of mitigate the sun. Okay, cool. Thank you, Tyson. That is good to know. I'll run by. Okay, so that's the one at on their Fort Union, right? Yeah. So Singularity, I filmed on the parking garage there, sir. The old parking garage. There is one thing to make note of in the Las Vegas parking garage. There's like a parking garage for employees, and then there's like the short-term parking garage. So the one thing I was going to say about that is I filmed for the short-term parking garage, and there's like a 3-hour time limit, and then it goes from $3, I think, to $5. So not a big deal, but you know, just a couple dollars extra if you get go past the 3-hour marker. If you're going to park your vehicle there in the short-term parking. So I hope that helps a little bit. Yeah. It is nice. Very nice. High five. Our little bitty CRJ 200 so small we could barely catch it. I'm so small. Thanks for everybody for tuning in and for the likes. And of course, a shout out to Infidel Fireman for passing his flight dispatcher's exam. And so now he's officially a flight dispatcher. The question is, where will we send him to work? You got it, dude. We take care of our people. Here on Pip's Plane Spotting Live, we take care of our people. By the way, did anybody notice that United just started doing their flights to Dubai? I think that was today or yesterday. Since we're talking aviation, and then after all, it is an aviation channel. Yeah, they started their from Newark. They started doing their flights from yeah to Dubai. It's pretty awesome. So actually, and credit to them, and then also American, because American flies from JFK to Qatar, and then a few airlines go to Tel Aviv, but pretty unique, especially considering Dubai, because that's like the Emirates everything at once. Fly Dubai, and so it's like all one airline basically, giant concourse filled with A380s, 777s, and Fly Dubai. So yeah, pretty unique. I think the flight is 14 hours, 15 hours. Yeah, but that is pretty awesome. There's another E175 on arrival. I believe this one's from Palm Springs, where it's even warmer. So, Infidel Fireman, I got the Southwest wants me to do the test. So they have a written test they do online. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm afraid I'm a little rusty, obviously being out of the game for a few months. So how that goes. Yeah. So it's the first of many steps. So they typically will do a written test, then they will do a phone interview, then they will do an in-person interview, and then If they like you, they'll hire you. So there are a lot of steps with Southwest actually for the dispatch position at least. So just a little food for thought. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. You will see how rusty I am. I've actually never, obviously, I've never interviewed with them. The best I ever did on a test was like 83%, and my friend who works there said that should have been good enough, but I didn't get a call back. So thanks, man. Yeah, I'm supposed to take it next Tuesday. We hope, if I can sneak out of class a few minutes early, run home because it's at 5 p.m. Central. And hi, everybody who tuned in. Encourage you to like and subscribe. That way you'll know when and where we'll be broadcasting next. We're at Salt Lake City International Airport tonight. This is our home base. This is my home base. I know it was kind of last second, so I'm thrilled that y'all are tuning in. And thank you for the like. Hey, Clark. Yeah. Excellent. Oh, good. Well, that's perfect. Thanks, man. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah. So that was on Sunday, and I did not expect. I didn't catch the schedule change, but yeah, they do the late one at like 6:40. So I was like, okay, perfect. I can catch KLM and also the A330-900. And I have flown on the A330-900. Very nice. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. All right, man. Thanks. Thanks, Singularity. Thank you so much. Yeah, we look forward to having you on. Take care, dude. Have a good night on the West Coast, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a good one, Singularity. Take care. So yeah, the A330 and then like the KLM were like within 10 minutes of each other. The problem was um we got like a little snow squall right when that KLM was landing, so it was tough to see. So I was like, "Oh, dang it." But I caught it. And yeah, it was good to catch the A330 in the evening. And the funny thing is, Clark, they typically, so during the winter they just started it for spring service. The Thanks, dude. Yeah, thanks, Infidel Fireman. Appreciate it. Yeah, I had to battle a little snow action. But the A330, the 900 typically only goes to Paris. So I was impressed that they expanded the offering to the London flights that I think are going to be now A330-900 standard for the summer season. I think because it's a little bigger, a little newer product, you know, those high paying traveling peeps. And thank you for the like. So Infidel Fireman, I'm kind of disappointed they haven't announced any new international airlines at DFW. I'm kind of sad. So Clark, you here's the question: Were you are you up north? So like I had friends who were in Farmington as we catch this E175 from Long Beach. I had friends in Farmington who got like a foot of snow in Kaysville and Farmington, and all of us down here in South Salt Lake we got like 2 inches. So that was pretty wild. That was pretty wild. So I hope you didn't get too much because that was a pain in the butt, just having a couple inches on the ground. But then I heard, oh, okay, you're on the bench. All right. Well then, yeah, you definitely got some snow. Sorry about that. So yeah, my friend in Farmington said she got a foot, and I texted her, no, I just got like an inch. And then so, oh, and the other thing, and then you may have been referring to this Clark, is where on Sunday morning, where the heck did that snow come from? I didn't expect that. I woke up, went to church, and it's like a blizzard and 2 inches in like an hour. The RNF, huh? Well, and as you know, Norfolk, my friend, there's only one piece of concrete that they can land on. It's either runway 5 or runway 23 in Norfolk. So that's it. Wonder if they have a NOTAM taking the ILS out. I agree, Clark. I don't know. I'm done, man. I said to Mother Nature, I said, all right, you can snow through March, but then beyond that, you're done. No more. No more at all. It sure does, UP. I I'm really excited to see how. So I'm kind of partial to Pineview Reservoir because since I went to school at Weber State and I have family up in Ogden, we would always go up there. I'm interested to see how Pineview looks, but Jordanelle should be an awesome year uh, for boating and what everything. So, hi everyone, and thank you for the like and tuning in. This is Pip's Plane Spotting Live. I'm under the weather, but that's okay. I'm feeling better thanks to you guys. And I want to see, yeah. So if you can look at the distance there, it's such a clear night that you can see the arrivals from far away. So I know the post kind of gets in the way, but you can kind of see that light a little bit, which is great. So yeah, so just a fantastic night here in Salt Lake City. Could not ask for anything better. You check out this Airbus on arrival. Looks like an A320. Late flare. Okay, thanks, Norfolk, Mr. Norfolk. Thank you for the update. Guys, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to turn off my mic and do that. I'm very sorry. This is what happens during the live broadcast. You try your best and you forget to do some things. Sorry. Really attractive. I know. UP, it's right. You're exactly right. It's like um it's really unheard of because as you know, and Clark I'm sure does, and keeping track of the news, we set a record for the most snowpack ever in the state of Utah this year. So yeah. And did you see? I think they put on the Hyatt Regency. They put like a giant poster in downtown Salt Lake of how high the snow is, which is pretty crazy. It's like, like you said, 62 feet. So 6 stories, over 6 stories up. Just insane. So very, very fortunate, very blessed this year. Now, the key is just pray that it all melts not all at once. I think, and that's the thing we're all most concerned about, with flooding. So far, today is a perfect example of what we could use here in Salt Lake is, not too hot, just gradual melting. 1980. Um, UP was did they wait? So 1983 was 2 feet more. All right, and I don't want to lose focus here, too, guys. I want to give you our rivals. We've got Delta 335 inbound shortly there in the distance. Then it'll be Delta 3996 on an Embraer E175, Delta 651 from Toronto on an A319, and Delta 2535 from Santa Ana. Looks like it's inbound to us on an A22300. And Clark, to answer your question, short answer, no. However, I'm here at the parking garage. Um, I've only been bugged once. Infidel and Fireman knows that by Zealot, a very excited towing guy who apparently wanted to tow my truck or something. I don't know. But as a rule, they're usually police are pretty cool around here as long as you stay out of the restricted areas, obviously. So there's not a defined plain viewing area. However, some people may not know this, and this is one of the cool things I like to talk about is each unique airport has different things that make it cool. Uh, did you know, Clark, that Salt Lake City has a nature trail that runs all along the south end of the airport on both sides? Most people do not know that, but they absolutely do. The trail runs underneath the highway into the airport. There's not really a name for that road either. So maybe we can name it Pip Hastings Highway. But, anyways, yeah, there's a nature trail that goes all the way across the south end on both runways. So if you are walking or riding your bike, you'll be able to see the airplanes land, or you can hang out here at the parking garage, and they're police usually pretty cool about it. So I would recommend both those areas. So yeah, there's our inbound new generation A321 Neo. All right, so UP 1983 was the highest recorded snowpack until this year. Okay, when we broke the record. I gotcha. Oh, I see what you're saying. All right, I gotcha. Yes, that's interesting. And hi, everyone who just tuned in. Appreciate the like. We'll be on until the top of the hour. Look at those violet purple skies, looking pretty. And I know I should get home and study, so I'm gonna get chastised by infidel firemen, but that's okay. I'm thrilled that I got a chance to do this, and the weather's been great, so I do not regret it. Yeah, and UP Railroad, I was 2 at the time, and I'm not from Utah, so my grandparents probably had to deal with it because they lived out here. But 1983, I was 2 back in Chicago. So hard to believe that was almost 40 years ago. Thanks to the sun for giving us a little more light. Sunset this evening is 7:48, according to the Naval Observatory. So we're ending right as the sun's about to go down from the horizon. And if you have a question about aviation or airports or anything like that, feel free to ask me. I'm here to help where I can. And if I don't know the answer, I will find out. So, yeah, if we look in the distance and that sunset, we can see slowly. See if we can see tube. Yeah, you can. The pole for the cement for the parking garage kind of gets in the way, so you can't see the second one. But as we said before, it's just a great, great, great. Sorry, clear visibility evening. So really, really fortunate this evening if you're in Salt Lake. All right, so that's the Delta flight from Toronto that's going by. And then we'll have the A330 or A220, sorry, landing shortly from Burbank. There's our A220 right there landing from Burbank. Really a nice eve. Couldn't ask for anything better. Might try and broadcast tomorrow. We'll see how my studying goes and how class goes tomorrow because I am starting that new job. So we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, we'll enjoy this moment right now. I do want to try and do it tomorrow because the London flight was about 40 minutes early. So I missed that. And tomorrow, KLM comes in with their 787. So And one other thing, Clark, if you want to view from the parking garage, it's $5 an hour. So what I would do, like if you're super cheapskate like me, is take tracks or take the front runner in from the Jordan River stop, and then just take the green line because we look at that 22300 arriving, and just take the green line to the airport. But it's really not that much. I'm just a Taiwan. And there is a beautiful sunset. So while we have a moment, hope we can enjoy that. Hopefully, it's not too bad. Yeah, that's a good one tonight, Infidel Fireman. You can see the sun just setting over the west. Yeah, that is a look west, by the way, headed out towards the Salt Flats and Wendover, of course. And as we come back towards Course A, the Even Gates, there's our arrival from Burbank. There you go, Clark. Absolutely. Bringing you right into your living room or whatever room, your computer room, and that A220 is waiting for a gate. But yeah, well, peer back that way a little bit. Can't go wrong with that. Good day in the neighborhood. And thanks everybody for tuning in. I know it was kind of a last minute barcast, but I'm thrilled to have you guys here. If you're new to the channel, I encourage you to like and subscribe. That way we'll put out a video and let you know when and where we'll be broadcasting from next. Most likely it would be Salt Lake. However, we do want to travel and get out there with the people. So inbound as we start to head towards the 8 o'clock hour, we've got Delta 647 that's about to land. Then behind them is Delta 2311 from Los Angeles to Salt Lake City. Delta 2840 on an A220 100 behind them. Then it is Southwest 2604 on a 737 MAX 8 from Phoenix. Should see Delta 1094 come our way from Phoenix on an A320. And Delta 3588 from Ontario, California. Sun setting here in Salt Lake City. Welcome everybody who could tune in. We'll pan to the left, check out the Ochre Mountains. A little more visibility. It's probably time out well with the sun because I don't know if my camera will like it being too dark. But still got a good snow coverage here. And Clark, I was talking about the walking path along the south side. So the camera that I pointed at, this is the Hyatt Place on the west side. It's off of Amelia Earhart Drive, I believe, or another. It's like the exit after the airport, and the trail actually starts right there, depending on which side of the airport you're on. Of course, it either starts or ends there, but you can go there. And the trail right now is open until 7 o'clock. So right now it's closed. However, in the summertime, so it goes from 7 to 7 from October to March, and then from April to October it goes 10 a no 5 a.m. no 5 a.m. Yeah, 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. So just a little information. I'm sure this 220 pilot's a little frustrated because he's still hanging here. He's like, "What?" He's like, "Why is Pip Hastings recording me just sitting in a just waiting to park?" Like, I just want to get in. Yep, no gate for you. And then look all these gates back here, Infinite Fire Red. It's like we got a 737-900, and then we've got this. Yeah. So like 5 open gates. Now, here's the thing. It's easier said than done. It's easy to think you can just get in a gate because the airline has a lot of coordination with the ground ops because they're like, we need to put this plane here, this plane here, this plane here. And then when it's seriously like a puzzle and or a domino. And if you pull one of the dominoes or knock one of the dominoes over, then the whole thing starts all over again. And then you got to clear everything up. So I give a lot of credit to the ground operations people because they have to figure out all the gates, when they can go in, when they're available, when they're not available. And yeah, so San Jose, California on that A220-100 arriving. So if got to know, did the wife take you out to celebrate once you pass the exam, sir? See, and look at this. We now have okay, so he's finally getting his gate, and then here's the A321 trying to get in and be like, I need a gate here. So yeah, it's not as easy as just like, oh, I'm just gonna park wherever. It's all a very orchestrated ballet. There's our 737 MAX 8 just landing from Phoenix. Well, Infidel Fireman, I think this is the latest that we've been up here. So so far pretty good. Not too bad. And with the sun setting later, it certainly helped our case. Good for you, dude. Good for you. Take her out, celebrate. Good for you. You should. Just don't promise her too much too soon. Like, well, I'll fly you anywhere, baby. So, full load on that Southwest. Oh, nice. All right. So, you can make it all about her since it's her birthday, or are you going to just do a regular celebration and then take her out on her birthday too? Yes. Very cool. Well, that's, we love to celebrate here at PPL, Pit Flame Spotting. So maybe we should start a segment where we just wish good wishes to everybody and anything aviation oriented, or their birthday or whatever, anniversary. It's like the Chicago Cubs and Harry Carey. I'd like to thank, well, wish a 75th birthday to Jamie Sariska from Bolingbrook. Count that deal. I'm sorry for my horrible Harry Carey impersonation, but I grew up in Chicago, so Cubs. The Chicago Cubs are in my DNA, and I think Harry Carey is too. He probably haunts me. That's probably why I have so much trouble. Harry Carey haunts me. That makes a lot of sense. Zoom in on this 321 here. Check out the wing walker. Going into Alpha 10, see if he's following protocol. Keeping track of the wings. Make sure they don't run in anything as well as the tail. So you're not going to find this too much in Salt Lake because the gates have a lot of separation, but the older airports, they're very close together. So you can run into issues sometimes. So, but they did, even though Salt Lake is a horrible airport to walk through because it takes forever to get anywhere, it is well spaced out. So for the airline, specifically Delta, it works out really well for them. It doesn't take them too long to taxi out or block out. Now everybody's tuning in. This Pip. It's about closing time here on our evening stream. I know it was last second, so I want to say thank you again to everybody who tuned in at the last minute. I'll probably say right now, as much as I want to tomorrow, I do need to study, so I may take tomorrow off unless I feel really good. And then we'll be hopefully back at it on the weekend. So I think we're for sure going to do Sunday from here because that's the best day. And KLM will be back. May do a Friday. I can't remember if KLM does Friday and Wednesday and Sunday or if it's another day. But, anyways. See, they're now lining up. They are expecting one after the other, after the other, after the other. So they are busy. 6 o'clock hour, nothing going on. 7 o'clock hour, nothing going on until 7:30, and then it just starts heating up. On the A320, then we got another arrival inbound from Delta. Looks like an A220. Didn't catch that one particularly, but looking sharp. It's a very colorful and peaceful evening tonight at Salt Lake City International Airport. Very grateful. And just want to give you one more shot. If you guys can see there in the distance, you can kind of see the arrivals lining up, that far distant dot on the far right of your screen, and the next arrival in. So it has been a lovely evening. So inbound, that is Delta 3584 from Tulsa. Then behind them is Delta 1285 from Orlando. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, according to my watch and my phone, drum roll, please, it's almost 8 o'clock. It is 8 o'clock in the Salt Lake City area. So that is our goodbye time. So, with that being said, thank you for everybody for tuning in on a quickly put together broadcast. I had to get out here, get some fresh air, and enjoy everything. Thank you so much for everybody tuning in this evening, wherever you are in the world. Just remember, aviation brings us together, not apart. And I'll stick with that saying. And I'll leave you with the sunset and Concourse A filling up here on the south end on the evening gate. So we'll leave you that picture, which is quite a beautiful one. Thank you, Clark. Have a fantastic evening, Infidel Firemen. We'll talk again soon. You have a good night as well. So for now, thanks everybody tuning in, and we'll update you when we'll be on the broadcast again. Hopefully, I can get better and be on this weekend, if not sooner than that. I'll keep you up to date. But for now, enjoy the scenery. Good night, everybody. And it's Pip saying good night and good flight.